Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my first Let's Talk video, and I'm going to make a series called Maikerants. And it's just going to be me talking about subjects, some controversial, some not, and just giving my input on them and getting feedback from you guys and stuff. The first thing I want to talk about is something that really gets to me, and that's efficiency versus fun in Runescape 3. It's a very big subject, and it is kind of controversial, I guess. And I want to talk about it and just give my views and my standpoint alongside some opinions and stuff. And you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below as well. So let's get right into this video. First off, I want to say that I absolutely love efficiency, and efficiency makes this game fun for me. So sometimes efficiency is someone's fun. For instance, 5.4 Bill was very enjoyable to me because I could make it so I was doing the best thing possible in order to get the best XP rates. Good example of this is my hunter. I really loved one-ticking ornate turtles, and I really loved getting the best XP rates I possibly could by tick manipulating, by doing things that are a bit unconventional, and just knowing to myself that I was doing the best thing possible makes that fun for me. But not everyone finds that fun, right? Some other people may view efficiency as not being fun. Maybe efficiency takes the fun away from skills for people. If I use the example of Hunter again, some people don't like one-ticking Hunter because it is a lot more lean forward, whereas if you're doing Hunter normally, you can kind of like really relax and do it semi-AFK. It's not as click intensive and things like that. Obviously you get less XP, but people don't mind getting less XP if they're going to enjoy it more and they can relax. Perfect example of this efficiency versus fun kind of thing would be when you're doing fishing. Efficient fishing would be Fishing Frenzy, which is not AFK at all. You have to click often and you get 450k experience an hour. You get like 220k experience an hour, which is half of the XP of Fishing Frenzy, AFK and Priv. But for someone to have fun, they might AFK Priv on the side, watch videos, watch streams, play a different game, whatever. And that's their fun versus efficiency. They're sacrificing half the XP rates, but they're getting it done at a slower rate while doing something more enjoyable than Fishing Frenzy because they might find that boring. These things are fine, and I agree completely, everyone has their own way of playing. But the thing that I don't agree with is when people force their own opinions on others and even shame them for it. When people say efficiency is killing RuneScape, I don't think it's efficiency itself that has a negative impact on RuneScape. I feel like it's the people and the way they act. It's the whole aura to efficiency. Like if you're not doing the right thing, you're bad, you know? It's people looking down on you for doing something different or wanting to have fun. Someone going and doing something just to have fun and not get XP, people class that as XP waste nowadays, and it makes that person feel bad for having fun. And it's like they have to be efficient to play the game. But that's not the case at all, and people can play the game however they want. It's just other people's opinions are very strong, and it feels that way. So if anything, I don't think it's efficiency that's killing RuneScape as such, you know? It's more the people's attitudes towards it all. Like nowadays it is super XP focused, which means people won't go have fun with friends just to have fun. They need some type of reward themselves, whether it be GP or XP. That means when new content comes out and there's no XP rewards for it, barely anyone plays it. So Jagex really need to make XP or GP rewards to everything they make now. It's just how the game is kind of changing. But that leads to the question, could skilling match PVM in fun in the future? For example, maybe they could make some engaging content that you actually have to go do stuff and be active for. I always use the example of sailing, where you can maybe do an active fishing method where you actually go hunt animals on your boat and go like harpoon wows or go and try and catch sharks. So you have to do some lean forward gameplay that would actually be engaging and fun. Or maybe some type of thieving where you have to actually be stealthy and it's more like a mini game, but it could be a fun way of training thieving, right? I would love to see these things in RuneScape, but I don't know whether they'll ever be a thing, because typically when Jagex makes something that's fun, they just don't make it rewarding enough. Then everyone just does the boring stuff because it's faster XP, and the fun stuff gets like left out to dry. The biggest example of things that have been filtered out are minigames. Minigames are sometimes played due to people going for different outfits and stuff that have been introduced into them. But minigames are just not active nowadays because most people have those outfits and stuff by now. And that's the thing. People don't want to do something that doesn't give them anything except for a bit of fun. People typically don't go and do Castle Wars and stuff for fun anymore. I done it on stream recently and it was so much fun. I had such a blast in Castle Wars. It's amazing. Such a good minigame, brought back some lovely memories, and it was really enjoyable with everyone in the stream. A lot of people had fun and sacrificed some efficiency during that day. But most of the time, unless there's an event going on, those type of minigames will be completely dead. And it's just a big shame in my opinion, because they are enjoyable, but they just don't give any rewards, so people just don't warrant them being worth it. The biggest example of this is now Castle Wars has been removed from Trim Comp. Honestly, Spotlight stuff where people used to go for Valor to try and get their profound gear, it's even more dead than it used to be. Especially Castle Wars specifically, it just gets no one compared to what it used to. It's a huge shame, and they really need to think about offering some cool rewards maybe for Thala to get minigames back out there, because when I played Castle Wars, I loved it. It was really fun. And I'm also thinking to do things like Fist of Guthix and stuff on stream as well, just to bring back some of that fun against that efficiency. But that being said, some extra rewards for it wouldn't hurt. There's certain things I've done in game that weren't the most efficient thing to do, but I enjoyed it more. I guess a big example of something that I've done that's not necessarily efficient, but what I wanted to do was pickpocketing in Priv. I enjoyed pickpocketing in Priv, and I still do, even though it's only 350k experience an hour, because of the clue scrolls you get. Priv is a third of the XP than the efficient methods, but it's a great way to get clues, and I love doing clues. So I sacrificed the efficiency in experience to do something I love, which is the clue scrolls that I get from doing the elf pickpocketing. But when people ask for methods, people always just go with safecracking now. Safecracking's obviously the best XP, but it doesn't mean the other methods aren't good, and they still work, but people just overlook them now because there's better and faster methods. The old methods just kind of get filtered out. I want to ask you guys what you do for fun in RuneScape, and whether you think efficiency is killing the fun in RuneScape or not. The best piece of advice I could give is play the game how you want to play it. If you want to be efficient, be efficient. If you want to do something slower and have fun with it, do that. But please, one thing, if I do ask for anyone to do, is don't be mean or don't shame others just because they're doing something differently to you. If you shame someone for doing a method that's slightly slower or using something that's slightly less efficient, it's kind of demeaning to that person. Obviously you can help people. I'm not saying don't help people, don't tell people to improve, but just don't be mean about it. Whenever I see chats in game about methods and stuff, people always jump at each other's throats to prove each other wrong or to one-up one another. For instance, if someone gives their opinion on a certain method, people just outright call that method trash and that they should never do it and they should do this instead. But that doesn't mean what they were doing was actually trash. It's just people have such strong opinions, they insult each other or the methods or whatever very easily. Prime example is AFK versus active. Instead of trying to one-up each other or call each other's methods trash and stuff, try and be positive. Try and state that their method might be good for AFK, but if they want to actively train, they can get more XP elsewhere. A big example is Crystal Trees. I see people call them trash. They're actually pretty good if you want to AFK at 94, but they're only like half the XP of Crystallized Acadias, but Crystallized Acadias are active and Crystal Trees are AFK. So sometimes people will sacrifice 50% of their XP so they can AFK and have fun on the side. Or maybe play a second account or whatever. So instead of just calling their method trash, be like, hey look, your method's good if you want to AFK, but if you want to up your XP, you can get twice as much doing Crystallized Acadias. If you don't mind being more active and stuff, that's a really good method. Instead of just being like, ha, trash method, do this. It's one of my pet peeves, I guess, and it really annoys me when people just outright insult certain methods or certain people for things they choose. Help is fine, just don't be nasty about it, right? I guess to conclude this, I would say that efficiency is good for RuneScape. It is healthy to want to be efficient in the game. The game needs efficiency to stay relevant and stuff, because that's what people crave and people want to do the best of the best. But the downside to this is it sometimes makes it so people feel like they have to be efficient. Then they can burn themselves out the game easily. Or other people force their views on efficiency onto other clanmates or whatever when they're just trying to chill and play the game in their spare time and have a good time. We all play the game differently, and everyone needs to just respect one another's choices that they make in the game, whether they're the same choices you would choose or not, they're gonna enjoy doing that, and they're happy doing that. If they enjoy it, that's fine. While it's sad seeing minigames not as popular as it once was and everything like that, it's cool to see how the game has progressed and how things are suited nowadays, and Jagex knows they need to release things with, you know, good rewards for people to play it. And all of the recent updates reflect that. Player-owned farms, safe cracking, all of these cool things that we've had have reflected that. I'm very, very happy with the recent updates and things that Jagex have been making, so hopefully they continue doing what they do, because it can be fun for the people who want to be efficient, and also fun just for the casual players, because there's a mix to how you can do it. Like the example of deep sea fishing I gave at the start of the video, you can AFK or you can be active. It suits all playstyles, and that's what we need to remember. Methods are going to suit certain playstyles, and that's what Jagex are aiming for. At the end of the day, you know exactly what you find fun. So if you enjoy being efficient, go ahead and be efficient. If you enjoy being lazy, go be lazy. If you only really like PvM, enjoy your PvM content and have fun bossing either solo or with friends or whatever. Just enjoy the game at your own speed and don't let other people try and dictate how you play the game. I know I've ranted quite a lot this video, and it is called Maikerants for a reason. If you guys enjoyed this style of video and you enjoyed just listening to me talk about this subject, I'm going to be talking about other subjects in the future probably. If you like this video and it gets a good response, probably we'll speak about more controversial things in the future. Things like MTX I do want to cover because a lot of people give it so much hate. And sometimes it's not as bad as people make out. Of course, it does have a lot of flaws at the same time though, and I'd want to cover all bases on that. Other things like old school versus RS3, that's another thing that I'd like to cover. I don't know why there's a hatred between the two communities, but it'd be fun to just sit down, explain, and speak about. So if you guys are up for more things in the future, do hit that like button to let me know that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below your opinion on this subject, and if you want to see more in the future. And until next time, see ya.